What's up, everybody? This is Ben. Wanted to give you a HBAR update here after we've seen some price action move around. Obviously, you guys have probably seen it. Um, I tweeted this out last night when I saw this candle pop up here and was immediately rejected on its first attempt here. And I just brought it up because to me it meant um, one, we're either going to consolidate some more, or two, we're going to start heading down. And so that's why I just said make note of this candle so we could talk about it later. And here we go. I don't think this is necessarily HBAR's fault here. Um, Crypto is run by Bitcoin. I think a lot of you guys know that. If you're new, you might not know that, but everything kind of depends on what Bitcoin is doing. Sometimes we get some alternating reactions, but for the most part, when Bitcoin starts to dump, everything does. And unfortunately, it hits the alts even harder. So on this Bitcoin dump here, this little bitty dump was only what, like 2% or something? Yeah, 2.5%, something like that. But if you start clicking through the alts and seeing how far they fell, a lot of them fell 8 to 10%, 12%. Some of them, Uni took a big dump here. HBAR as well. Hit there was, I think, let's see. HBARs was what? Yeah, almost 10%. And that's just because Bitcoin went down, 2% or whatever. So it is part of the game, unfortunately, and it's something that we just have to watch and know. So that's what I wanted to bring up. Um, I've been saying for a long time, I've tweeted that Bitcoin would hit 52 before it hit 62, and I got a lot of crazy comments and some death threats and everything else. Not really, not on the death threats. Um, but I believe that Bitcoin needs to put in some lower numbers before it makes its next move up. I've talked about that and I've said it and I've been saying it for weeks, probably a couple of months now. Um, I drew this head and shoulders pattern a while ago. The only reason I'm drawing it is not because I want this to happen, but because it's what I see. This is the daily chart here. You can easily see the big moves that Bitcoin made was off this line. It did not come down and recheck this line here. Instead, it tried to make another higher high, and it barely did. And it just led to kind of this flop. And now we're putting in what I call another flop. So I fully expect this. I expect this to come down. Where it stops, that's the biggest question. If you've seen my other videos, we've talked about 3 different levels in Bitcoin. And one of them is 58,000, one's 55, and one is down at 52, right? And for the past 2 months, all we've done has been in between those levels, in and out, up and down, all through those levels. So where does the Bitcoin stop before it makes its next leg up is the question, because it's greatly going to affect your altcoins. Right now, even as we speak, this thing seems to be dumping a bit. Let me go back to the hours so we can kind of see. Yeah. So where does it stop is the big question. And here are a couple levels that you can look at. Our normal levels of 58, 55, and 52. We broke through 58, so that's gone, right? So our next level down will be 55, which would be right here. So maybe it does just come down to here, and that would kind of be a head and shoulders, but not really. I think if it went down to the 52 zone, that would really kind of complete this head and shoulders pattern, and then we decide where it goes from there. I still really like this lower trend line here on the daily, and it's just a matter of time of how long it takes Bitcoin to hit that trend line. So if it does it tomorrow on Easter Sunday, that would be obviously a large move. We're talking down into the mid 40s if it did that. Now, if it plays out for the next few days, and then it comes down and hits the trend line here, we're only talking about, the low 50s. And so all of that is in play, and it's just something to watch because it greatly affects our altcoins that all of us are in. we can see. I mean, look at that daily on HBAR. That's just awful. This cup and handle that we've been talking about is, I would say, pretty much invalidated at this point. We're almost to the bottom of our cup, which is no good. I would think that this candle would have to come way back up and close up here for us to even be talking about that right now. So, H bar. In the short term, I see us going down. This was not that great of a bounce. It tried, it was completely rejected at 33, so that's our new resistance now. And now we're hoping that this little midterm support could hold. There's not much here. The only reason I drew this line in is because it was kind of the bottom of this downtrend here, but it was also the bottom of this this double top pattern, and we kind of spent a little bit of time, and it was resistance here for a little bit of time. So not a lot there. I think the bigger one, the more significant one, is the top of here, so around 28 cents. That's where we came down and tapped out, and that was our lows on this giant move down. That double tap here that created all this. You guys know how I think about this move. It was completely unwarranted. It wasn't ready yet. That's why we came back down and consolidated. This, sorry about that. This push up here was completely rejected and sold off quickly, and it's because of these people probably who bought high, saw this little bit of a jump and would just tried to minimize their losses here and got out, and it just allowed us to consolidate. And we were doing fine. We were coming down to check 33, which I said we'd probably start seeing some of this stuff where we're dipping down and really checking this level of support. But the alternative that comes into play here is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin decided to dump, which means everything else does. So you can kind of throw a bunch of stuff out the window and know that everything's going to come down. The biggest thing you have to look for is the reaction after. So how does the alt react after Bitcoin dumps? It's obviously going to go down with it, and those are buying opportunities in my book. But what you want to see is a big reaction after, back up. I will point out that on the Bitcoin or the HBAR Bitcoin chart, these were our other two lows that we hit, a double tap. This one didn't even quite hit this support level. This one hit the support level. And then now look, we just hit it again here. But we didn't come nearly as low on the US dollar chart. So that last hit was way down here at 28. This one was only at 30. So that's notable. It means we have gained we have gained some strength here. We have consolidated for a few times. I've drawn them out as much as I can and connected them. If you want to erase everything in between, we have consolidated in this area and gained some strength. But unfortunately, Bitcoin doesn't look like it wants to behave and join the party. So I still think it goes down. I think altcoins follow it, and then I think it's going to be alt season time. That's what I like to watch, is the reaction after the drop. So get ready to buy. Have your buy order set. Have a plan. I'm not telling you to sell everything you got right now. I'm never going to tell you guys what to do. I'm just giving you pointers and things on the charts to look at. So if you have a couple orders that are really close in this area, and you could take a really small loss, then maybe it's worth it to do it and try to get in down here. But there's no guarantee that happens either, because like I said, Bitcoin is king, and Bitcoin may decide just to move her big fat butt right back up here and take off, and kind of throws everything out the window again. One thing I want to point out, even when there's perfect setups, Bitcoin reigns. So this is a coin called One, which I'm in, and I think has a great upside potential to it. It has a great structure forming here. Binance is staking this coin now as well. But you can see these big moves off of this line. The structure is all great. We tried a double bottom here. We even had the recheck, was perfect, but we didn't get the continuation. So this double bottom is invalidated, which means we're going to come down to the next level of support, which was here. It didn't hold. The next level would have been this great upward trend line. So that's what I was watching. I bought here, in full disclosure. I'm underwater now, obviously, because of Bitcoin. But this was a perfect technical setup. It came down, hit, came up, came down, even for a second retest right here. I was feeling so good this morning, and then in a few hours, Bitcoin crashed everything. So even in perfect setups from a technical standpoint, Bitcoin reigns supreme, and it's going to make your coins go down. So watch that. Watch the Bitcoin dominance. Still huge drop. Tried to make this pump, which is why we've seen the action we've seen. Putting in a couple other nice candles here too. So I don't know. Lots of things to look for right now. Let me hit HBAR one more time before we get out of here. Yeah, just pay attention. I mean, we're here, and maybe this trend line holds, and we come down into this area. Maybe this trend line holds, come down into here and bounce and go up. Lots going on. Again, I'm a big believer in HBAR and all these other alts I'm in, but Bitcoin rules the party here and makes the rules. And you can see that perfect example today. I think I've said it a lot in tweets. So this is what I mean when I say it all depends on Bitcoin. So tiny little dip on Bitcoin, big dips on alts. Watch the reaction after the dips. That's what you're looking for, to see what kind of reaction comes after the dip is over. Do these bounce right back up? Even if HBAR comes down into here, is it within a day? Are we already back up into here? That's the kind of stuff you're looking for. If it's just kind of hanging out, not doing much, then we know there's probably going to be even more downside, or maybe just some sideways action. So hang in there. This is all part of the deal. Nothing ever goes straight up. HBAR is going to go up. It's going to make big numbers, but there's going to be some big time dips in there as well. So I think they are buying opportunities, and that's why my buy orders have still never left this area for the past, I don't even know, since I've been talking to you guys. So hopefully this helps out. Watch Bitcoin. I mean, that's the gist of this story. We'll see what happens. Right now 58 is lost and has not been reclaimed, so next step down would be 55, and wouldn't be surprised to see that. And so you can kind of do the math and see where your alts would end if that happens. So good luck, everybody. Hopefully this helps out. Hopefully it gives you some levels to look at, some things to watch. Don't let it ruin your Easter, but just have some orders ready. And that's about it. See you guys later. Peace out.